You just don't become a statistic. You don't be a belly aching little crybaby cricket. Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. It's not that often I get to do Saturday Zooms, but here we are, Saturday morning. For those of you guys that were here in Arizona. Okay, so check this out. This is really interesting. We all know we should have a podcast. Okay, everybody knows they should have a podcast. And what's funny is you don't need me to bash it into your head why you should have a podcast. Credibility, the ability to learn how to storytell, the ability to get other guests on that you could interview and actually be curious about and give that guest a platform and build a relationship with that person. I mean, I could go on and on and on. The majority of people in here have not started one. And then even the people who have started one have given up, most of them. So let's talk about a little human behavior. All right, so check this out. We're going to go into podcast, and I want to tell you guys that this is podcasting. This is multifamily. This is single family. This is creative finance. This is calling sellers. This is calling agents. Whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish, putting houses in your portfolio, wholesaling deals, fixing and flipping, becoming a better man, becoming a better leader, becoming a better husband, becoming a better wife, whatever it is that is in your life that you are trying to accomplish, just replace the word podcasting with that thing, okay? Now, what I want to see in the side chat. What is that thing right now you are trying to work on? You're trying to fix, you're trying to accomplish. What is that thing in your life? I want to see it. Okay, so last year, I do a Spartan race back in July. I take my son, all this stuff. My son, Asher, he plays soccer a lot, so you'd think like, okay, he's reasonably in shape. Dude, a 14-mile Spartan race is impossible to describe how hard it is. You've got 30 obstacles that are painful obstacles. You're beating up your body on every single obstacle. You're going up and down already on a very, very high elevation mountain. You're already way up there. Oxygen levels are lower. And you're going up, down, left, right, mountains, snow, mud, everything you can imagine. And I wasn't surprised when my son, on the second mile of the 14 miles we were supposed to run that day, the second mile, my son is like, I need to lay down. I need to freaking lay down. And he lays down, his leg is like seized up and he's having cramps. And if you guys know anything about races, cramps are like this, like the sign of death. You are like, I am in trouble. I'm done. If you're cramping up already, you are in trouble. So Asher's laying down and he says, I don't know if I can finish. I don't know if I can finish. And I said, bro, I call my son bro, obviously. He says, I don't know if I can finish. And I said, Asher, no shame in it, man. I want to tell you right now that 80% of people quit by mile 2 or mile 3. So you're right in that sweet spot where there's no shame. 80% of other people are quitting. What do you think my 14-year-old's answer was? My 14-year-old, who did finish the entire 14 miles, by the way, he said, I don't want to be a statistic. Write that down right now. I promise you, that word, that phrase, that thing will help you out so much. I don't want to be a statistic. 80% of people quit on mile 2 or 3. 80% of people quit on mile 2 or 3. My son's like, I'm not even gonna, I don't care about the pain. I don't care about this. Like, it was amazing to watch him kind of become a man in that moment where he stood up. He asked some people around him for some nourishment. He got some bananas, got some food in him, and we got his cramps kind of under control to a certain degree. And we hobbled through 12 more miles. The last 4 miles myself, I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk the last 4 miles. My toes were bleeding. I had blisters all over. My knees were giving out. I was shaking, walking down. It was absolutely crazy that we finished this freaking race. But the whole time we were thinking, we don't want to be a statistic. This is how many people quit. This is when they quit. This is why they quit. This is what happens to them. And then mentally they quit and Okay. So let's jump into some more statistics. Okay. 90% of podcasts don't publish more than 3 episodes. You should write this down. 90% of podcasts don't publish more than 3 episodes. Okay. Now, I'm sitting there talking to somebody on my team yesterday. Her name is Alex, sweetheart. And she's talking about, I am so inspired by the community. I'm going to go out and I'm going to start door knocking. Now, what does she do? She runs our free Facebook group. So you guys see the Creative Finance with Pace Morby Facebook group. She's just kind of getting started in real estate. She's like, I want to go out and door knock. And I go, don't be a statistic. And then I told her the story about Asher. And she's like, that's how I win. I go, yep, that's how you win. You just don't become a statistic. You don't be a belly aching little crybaby cricket, okay? Where you're over here talking, right? What do crickets do when you're not around? They talk. But when you go and stand next to a cricket, what do? They shut up. Talk a bunch of game, right? Crickets talk a bunch of game. And then the second you get in the room with the cricket, and you're like, where's that freaking cricket? They just shut up. When they have to face the task that they've been talking about, chirping, you walk in the room like, where's that freaking cricket, okay? And you never see them. So are you going to be a cricket? Are you going to be a statistic? Ask these questions to yourself. Now, here's the interesting thing. 90% of podcasts don't publish more than 3 episodes. So let's talk about this for a second. We already know why you should have a podcast. We don't need to go through that. If you make me go through that again, I'm going to karate chop you. Here's what happens. 90% of podcasts don't get past episode 3. That's 1.8 million people who quit. Of the 200,000 people ever in existence, pay attention to this. Of the there you go. So you got, Corey says, I'm on episode 6, bro. You already went from being a cricket to what I'd much rather be is a cockroach. You should be a cockroach. And that is something you should write down. Why do I want to be a cockroach? Because no matter what happens to cockroaches, no matter if you burn the house down, if you buy all the pest control, you do everything that's possible to make these cockroaches go away. The reason cockroaches have beat the dinosaurs, they've beat every single other species on planet Earth. They have outlived everybody. They just don't quit. They show up every day, imperfectly. Disgusting little creatures show up every freaking day, every day. So good job on the 6 episodes. Check this out. Of the 200,000 people that actually get past episode 3, 90% of those people will quit after 20 episodes. There's another threshold, okay? There's another threshold where 90% of the remaining 200,000 will quit. They'll quit. That's another 180,000 people gone. So I want you to look at this and take this message as this. There is no such thing as competition. Everybody's like, it's so competitive, but it's competitive. Is it really? Literally nobody shows up after 3 episodes. And the people that do, it's like 90% of them don't stick around. So you think there's competition? You think there's competition in real estate? There isn't. You think there's competition in anything? No. It is literally everybody that has outlasted the cockroaches of the world. I'm a cockroach, okay? The cockroach. Why do I want to be a cockroach? Because all of you overthinking, I need to be perfect type of people. I need to look beautiful and wear the right earrings and wear the perfect dress that has the perfect background and the perfect thing. And I need to have the perfect words come out of my perfect little mouth. You need to be a cockroach. Stop trying. Like my daughters, they're too young for me to tell them this, but they're over here going, I'm Elsa, I'm Anna, I'm this, I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like, yeah, that's cool. But at some point, I'm going to remind you that the thing you really want to be is the cockroach, the imperfect creature that just shows up every single day. I show the F up every effing day. That's it. I'm not perfect. I'm not great. I'm not amazing. I have a compound effect that most people don't have. The only thing I have over anybody else right now is that I'm a cockroach and I have allowed time to compound my skills, my relationships, my resources, and that is why I am who I am today. Most people will not allow any of the things to compound. They'll quit. They'll quit before episode 3 of their podcast. And the 90% and the 80% of people will make it through, then 90% of them will quit. So check this out. Pay attention to this statistic. To be in the top 1%, the top 1% of podcasts in the world, you only need to publish 21 episodes of your podcast. Write that down. Now, for you people that think I'm talking about freaking podcasts right now, I'm not talking about podcasts. I'm talking about whatever it is in your life that you are trying to accomplish. You guys are like, I need to be perfect and I need to have the perfect outfit and the perfect thing. Y'all, I would show up with no pants and not brush my teeth before I didn't show up at all. I will show up imperfectly because I understand the compound effect of just showing up. Just showing up imperfectly, screwing it up. You know how many times I've bombed on stage? Do you know how many times I've failed at telling a story and I have to come back and go, oh man, I missed that. I didn't close that loop. I didn't do this. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I had an embarrassing moment. I have not actually spoken about this. I had an embarrassing moment. I spoke at a big event back in 2023 in Miami. And one of my heroes came out to see me speak, Les Brown. How many people are fans of Les Brown, the motivational speaker, one of the greatest speakers on planet Earth, one of the most powerful speakers on the planet? He's like, I want to come and see you in person. Oh my gosh, guys. Like, I tried to reinvent what I was doing. I was trying to be like razzle dazzle. I was trying to do something that was not something I'd been compounding. I tried to reinvent myself in that moment, right? Like, oh, let me just shift everything I'm doing to impress this person. Oh my gosh, this guy, guys, I bomb on stage so bad. This is last year. For those of you guys that have seen me speak on stage, you'd be like, wait, how did Pace bomb? Like, might not be the greatest. Pace is definitely not the greatest speaker on planet Earth. I mean, there's people that make you freaking shake with emotion, but holy crap, I'm a decent speaker. I get asked, I turn down probably 80% of my requests, and I still will speak 100 times this year. I get 500 plus requests a year. Am I bragging? Yes, I am. I am bragging. You want to know why? Because I am a cockroach that has allowed the compound effect of my path to get me to where I'm at right now. I deserve to brag about it. I did not quit. I showed up every day. But when Les Brown came and saw me speak last year, I forgot the compound effect, the things I was working on, the messaging I was working on, the stories that I had worked on and perfected. I decided to try something new in the moment. It's like, no, dude, I prepared for this. I just need to have the same messaging, the same story arc, the same this, and deliver a message. Les Brown doesn't care about real estate. He just wanted to come and support me, and I completely crapped the bed. Okay, cool. Move on. Guess what? You know what? Here's my answer to that. My answer to that was, I'm going to take on 10 more stage appearances that I would have otherwise said no to because they were maybe too small or in areas of the country I'd been to too many times or something like that. And I picked up more stage appearances because I was like, oh, I lost track of my compound effect. And I tried to reinvent myself. I tried to be perfect instead of reminding myself that all I am is a cockroach, okay? Yes, that was a cricket moment. I forgot. I just shut up. I forgot what I was doing. And so many of us, so many of you have repivoted, rechanged, recalibrated yourself before you've even had the chance to compound any relationships, any skills, any resources. And by the way, videos will never change your life. They will only inspire you to go and do the thing. Now, in the beginning, I'm okay with shiny object syndrome. Okay, I'm okay with shiny object syndrome, but don't use shiny object syndrome to avoid doing the work. Shiny object syndrome is good for probably 6 to 12 months because you're trying to find the thing that resonates with you as an individual. And I'm okay with that. But what's happening is you're not allowing that compound effect to start happening. Okay. You quit. It's interesting to me that people that are like, oh, I'm a podcast. There's so many podcasts. Guys, yeah, there are so many podcasts. 21 episodes puts you in the top 1% of podcasts in the world. If you post 21 episodes, you are top 1%. Think about that with door knocking. Think about that with raising capital. Think about that with building relationships, your network. Think about that with everything. The reason why I win is because I show up like a cockroach. No matter what's going on, the world throws bug spray at me, right? COVID. The world throws bug spray at me. Interest rates. The world throws bug spray at me. Oh my gosh, now interest rates are going down, and the President Trump and the this and the people coming across the border and the this and the that and the whatever the heck it is. I show up the next day. And I know one thing for sure. Okay. There's people that will compete with me. They'll try and compete with me. They'll try and emulate me, copy me, do whatever. And not only does it not bother me, I encourage them along them. Oh, you got this, bro. You know why? Because they don't got this. I know human statistics is that 1% of people don't give up. That's it.